Thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind words. As well as the honor to have me here in the midst of the gathering. I must admit that a few days back when I got a call requesting me to come and be a part of this occasion, the first thought that struck me was, wow, there is an incredible opportunity to come and spend some time in the midst of young, passionate, innovative, entrepreneurial students who are going to shape the future of our society, the future of our nation, and even beyond. Even looking beyond that, I thought it would also be great to be able to interact with and gain insights from the very experienced faculty and to learn from their experiences and their nuanced perspective about various facets of life. Respected Mr. Manohar Karani, President, Lloyd Group of Institutions, Dr. Vandana Arora Sethi, Group Director. I am humbled to be here during this milestone event. The Convocation Ceremony is not merely a symbolic event. It's a pivotal event where you actually change over your journey from a student to a working professional. It's also very important to celebrate the culmination of hard work, perseverance and intellectual growth. It is also important to take a pause and to rededicate yourself to continue to work hard as you proceed ahead in your lives. Today we gather here not only to confer degrees, but to celebrate the transformation that has taken place in each graduate. I am sure that when each one of you looks at the time when you entered this institution and you gone through this journey of learning, you would have had multiple learning sessions, multiple projects, you would have learned from each other, from your professors. I am sure today when you sit here, you are much more confident about your abilities to take on the challenges in the world ahead. And I think the ceremony today has been rightfully named as Anusmaran because it gives you an occasion to reminisce and to relive your campus life and also to celebrate the lifelong connections that you have made along with your peers as well as your professor. And I am also told that there were also a lot of interactions with the industry. So these are the connections that you must take ahead because there is your immense help as you go ahead with that. The fact that there is also a concurrent alumni meet gives you, makes this event much more meaningful and much more impactful. And I am sure each one of you sitting here will make the most of it. So today as I stand here, I would not just like to preach a few things or to give out advice. I am sure to be very words of advice from your parents, from your guardians, from your professors, from your teachers, all of you. But just to share a few insights, a few lessons that I have learned in my own professional journey. It has worked for me and I have seen it working for many others. While there are multiple routes to success, but what I am going to talk to you about today are the basic principles which will stand you in every stage of life. So firstly, you must all try to cultivate an insatiable curiosity and a commitment to lifelong learning. Lifelong learning really has become a term that everyone uses very loosely. But today, if you see the pace at which the society is transforming, it is very, very essential. In the 21 years that I served in the army, I spent around 7 years on campus. Around 5 years attending various courses, learning about new things, and another 2 to 2.5 years wherein I was imparting learning to various courses, right from a recruit going up to officers from Indian and multinational countries in postgraduate level courses. I have seen that every day of learning has added on to my capability and opened up a world of opportunity. And I have seen it happening with everyone. The times after which I passed out from IIM Ahmedabad, had probably been the most learning time. While I did not go to any campus subsequently, but what one learned in those difficult times, I think no university can ever teach. And that is why it is essential to continue to have that lifelong curiosity and that insatiable curiosity to learn. We must be as curious as a child. So when you see a small child, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years old, he's exploring all the time, asking you hundreds of questions. Slowly, as we grow up, we somehow lose that touch. And that is the touch what we need to regain if you want to continue our journey of learning. I also believe that we must believe unapologetically in our own abilities. We must trust in ourselves. We must have confidence in ourselves. Because if we don't have confidence in ourselves, no employer, no manager, no leader is ever going to have confidence. Confidence is, the bedrock on which you will be basing your achievements. So have confidence in yourself, and that confidence should be so high that you should believe that if anyone in the world can do a particular thing, probably I can do it better. And if you have that level of confidence, you will keep moving ahead in life. The third important thing what I want to tell you about is taking risk. Taking risk in your professional journey is not a choice. It is a necessity. If you do not take risk, you will not go beyond a particular level. You will reach the level of the saturation very early. Take calculated risk. Taking a risk does not mean that you just go about it without thinking anything. Take calculated risk. And don't look for plan B's in life. When you think, if I'm not able to do A, I will do B, what happens is that it distracts you from trying to achieve A. It also diverts your energies from focusing on A, and therefore you are doomed for failure. So don't look for plan B. After 2 decades in the army, when I was looking at reinventing myself for a life in the corporate sector, everyone told me, don't do this. You're doing very well. Stay here, stay where you are. Right from my parents to my seniors, right down to the juniors, most Jawan in my unit, everyone said, please don't do this. You will find it very difficult outside. But I had that confidence in me, and from confidence came that risk taking ability. And I went ahead, and in the last 4 to 5 years, what I have been able to achieve is probably have been so satisfying, and I would never have been able to do that if I had not taken this. After 2 years of working in the defense sector, and the defense sector obviously had some similarities with what I was doing in the army, because I think the technology and the product were the same. During the COVID time, I decided to move into the medical devices sector, and I did not know of any army officer or any services officer other than those from the medical corps who had ever done well in the medical devices sector. But I did that, and it opened up a world of opportunities for me. The kind of connections that we made, the kind of work that we did, it really gave us the confidence that taking risks is the only way to go ahead in life. So take calculated risks, don't be hesitant of that. The most important thing as you move ahead in your professional life is to have grit and perseverance. That is the most important quality. Today, if you ask any one of your teachers, your parents, anyone, or if you see around, from your school days, you will find so many people who have the capability, who are genius, who dream to be like, they are as good as Einstein, or they have a photographic memory. They just look at a paper once and they never forget it. But throughout my life, I've seen that so many such people are not able to move ahead in life. They are not able to go beyond a particular level. Whereas the seemingly average people move ahead and go way beyond that. What DM sir was saying just a few minutes back, that there may be a graduate sitting here who may not have been placed, and maybe after 10 years he may be employing the other graduate. All this can only happen. The only defining factor in all this is grit and perseverance. To keep putting in effort, and this is what here the whole also emphasizing on. Keep putting effort. You will face challenges, and as you grow ahead in life, as you keep moving upwards in life, the challenges will become more diverse and more challenging. But the key to success is not giving up. There is a very famous academician and a psychologist called Miss Angela Duckworth, who has written a book on grit. And it is my advice to each one of you that you must read all of that. And she very explicitly brings out in that book that how grit is the single most defining factor for success in the world. It may be anything. Whether it is in the first world or in the third world. Whether it is in the lowermost strata of the society or when you are talking in the crowd of millions. Grit is the most important thing. Your determination, your perseverance, your passion to succeed and to keep moving ahead in the face of all challenges. Develop an attitude of ownership in all that you do. Don't take your job that I have been told to do this particular job. In almost around 25-26 years of professional experience, I have seen that I have got work only when I have taken ownership and then done stretch appointments, stretch projects. What are stretch appointments? Something that you do beyond what your mandate is, beyond your job description. Because when you do those kinds of assignments, suppose you are in the supply chain and you start getting the finance people or the quality people, or you are in pure finance and you start helping on your friends from other verticals. What will happen is that it will open up a new world for you. You will learn about new verticals. Not only will you learn about new verticals, it will give your leader the confidence that this is the person whom I can trust for future assignments. Just by sticking yourself to your mandated job description, there is a very less chance of you keep moving ahead. And even if you do, you will reach your plateau very fast. Networking. Networking is extremely important. I am sure during your entire journey over here, a lot of professors would have told you, a lot of industry veterans would have told you that networking is the key to success in today's world. So I will not talk about the virtues of networking, but I will give you my perspective on how to do networking. Networking should always start from what can I do for the other person. It should never be that what I can get from the other person. If I go and approach anyone and say that, hey, I want this help from you, there's a very less chance that you will do. But when you can reverse the table and when you start helping out people, it builds that positivity that helps you throughout your life. So, if you are a spiritual person, look at it that if you do good will come back to you. If you are not a spiritual person and you are able to help someone when they need you, you will at least have the satisfaction that you are doing something for others. Also, either way, you will build up very strong, invisible bonds and you will also create a legacy of positivity. So, I implore you to look at this way of networking because when you look at it this way, I am sure the effect is much more positive. I also implore you to recognize the inherent uniqueness that each one of you has. Now, each one of you is an individual who has a set of unique background, knowledge, experiences, perspectives, as well as aspirations. I don't think that any two people sitting over here would have the same set of these things. God has given all of us very unique biometrics. And today, because of technology, we are able to exploit or optimize on those biometrics to make life so much simpler for us, to help us to do so many things. What I want each one of you to do, what I implore each one of you to do is try to create a unique set of capabilities and skills. And when you are able to do that, you will be able to distinguish yourself from the crowd. Not only will you be able to do it, others will also be able to see that happen. Never look at it, from a template that I like one the person he did is he went around this path and therefore I can be able to do this. The journey towards success is unique for everyone. Don't try to follow template. Don't try to get into a particular mood. Try and paint the canvas of life with your own unique scope of experiences, capabilities, and skills. And when you do that, you'll see that you are really heading very far. And I'd also like to tell you a little bit about the actual world that is outside all these universities and campuses. The world is definitely not a fair place. Anyone who feels that the world is a fair place is wrong. And I'm sure each one of us sitting over here has seen instances where they have been wronged or have somebody else has been given a preference over them. And when you feel that this has been done in unfair, the world is unfair, it will remain unfair. But that said, amid all these complexities, just remember that God will give you your due sooner or later in some form or the other. For some of you it may come in the form of promotion, for some of you it may come in the form of money, for some of you it may come in the form of recognition. For others it may come in the form of a very wonderful family life. So just keep doing your bit and don't feel that you are not getting your due. God will give you your due sooner or later. Also, there may be a few students sitting over here who may not have got it. Don't do that. Keep trying. After so many years working in different organizations, I tell you a secret. That secret is that it is more difficult for an organization to find a good talent. And mark my word, it is very difficult for an organization to find good talent. It is much more difficult than you feel that it is easy to find a job. And why that happens? It is the human nature. If today I want to pick up a very bright student in my team, the second year or there will be so many members in my team who will just drop that because of their own insecurities. There may be times when I may want to pick up senior talent and there will be resistance from the internal stakeholders that how will the external people get to it. So the idea is that if it is difficult for organizations to find talent, then for you to find a job, you have to find out ways of reaching out. You have to use unconventional methods. And there is this famous thing that went viral on social media when somebody wanted to apply for a job to create animate very good animation of the kind that make them send to the corporate. And was instantly picked up. And there are multiple instances. For all those who have not been able to find jobs and when you are looking for the job, try and look at these things. It will help you. Lastly, I will also like to talk a little bit about the importance of ethics and integrity. Honesty, integrity are very, very important things. If you do not follow it, you will falter sooner or later. There was this American president who made this famous, I'm forgetting the name, but he said that you can fool some people sometimes, some people all the time, but not all the people all the time. So please inculcate those values of honesty, integrity, they will help you grow your life. In closing, graduates, let me leave you with a guiding principle as you embark on this professional policy. Someone said, great minds discuss ideas. The not so great ones discuss events, and the rest discuss people. For anyone who has spent a little bit time in professional life and jobs, you find so many people who get into only discussion. They create politics of all sorts. And what really happens is when you get into that, you get into a negative spiral. When you get into that negative spiral, you are only going downward, you will never go up. So I exhort each one of you to start discussing ideas, to start discussing how you can create value for the organization, to start discussing how you can create an impact. Get your focus beyond the right thing. And when you do that, you are all doomed to succeed. Embrace your own uniqueness, because that is what will give you the distinctness to get it in your head. So these are a few things that a few thoughts that I wanted to leave you with, and I'm sure that a lot of you will be thinking that why is he telling us so many things? And I also know that for 80% of you, these things may not make a difference. You will just walk out and say, he will keep talking about it. The truth is that one fine day there will be a bell that will ring in your minds, and that will help. It will tell you that now I have to start following basic principles. And the day that happens, you will start moving towards the path of success. So wait for that bell to happen, and I'm sure you will all do very well in life ahead.